Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Head, and welcome back to the Baseball Head. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. Now in this video, we're going to talk about Juan Soto, but before I get into that, it's going to be a big week for the Mets and all these teams with Soto. But before we get to that, I want to thank another subscriber for sending me a super thanks. He sent this late on Saturday night, and I didn't get a chance to record it. I want to thank, his name is Joel Peck, 7532, sent me a whopping $24.99, which is great. Whenever you send me a super thanks, you see the little heart with the $sign in it. That is a way, it's sort of a donation. I don't care how much you send me, if you send me anything. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a way to get paint for the house. I got paint here, just sort of playing around with the paint, because I moved into a new place about 6 months ago. Now it's taken forever to paint this place, but you're really responsible for this new home. It was about you having been watching me and sending me all these super chats and super thanks. It wouldn't have been possible. So I thank Joel Peck, 7532. So whenever you send me a super chat, I'll post it in the community, and I'll give you a shout out in the video. So thank you, Joel Peck, 7532. Okay, here we go. So as you know, the Mets have talked to Juan Soto. It seems like all the teams that are going to sign him have talked to him. He all had meetings, I guess, with all these different teams, and he's the big free agent of this off season. He's going to get a massive contract. I think we all know that. And they're reporting all kinds of stuff today. Let me read you from MLB Trade Rumors. Teams expecting to make offers to Juan Soto this week. The sweepstakes to land superstar free agent Juan Soto is set to enter its next phase. As ESPN's Busta Olney reported this afternoon, this is on Sunday, the teams are expected to begin sending offers to the outfielders' camp this week. Only as to this point in this process, Soto's been meeting with teams and allowing Soto and the officials of interesting clubs to get to know each other. The Yankees, Mets, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Dodgers, and Phillies are all known to have met with Soto at this point. The Giants, Rays, and Royals are all known to be among the teams who have reached out to Soto as well, though no meetings between Soto and any of those clubs are publicly known to have occurred. And the Royals already reportedly view the offseason's top free agent as outside their comfort zone. Oh, you don't say? Really? Really? Kansas City's going to spend $700 million for Juan Soto. I highly doubt it. Oh my God, I mean, really? Why even bother? I would mention, some of these owners, they have so much money. There's no reason that they can't talk and try to sign one of these big free agents. But the idea that the Rays, come on, the Rays are the second homeless team in baseball. I'm going to start doing like homeless reports on the Rays on the Baseball Head too at some point. They got to rent out Steinbrenner. They'll probably get more people at Steinbrenner Field than they do at their own ballpark. But that monstrosity in Tampa Bay, oh my goodness! If it wasn't for that man-made hurricane that hit the Tampa Bay, they wouldn't have had that problem, I guess. But here we go. The general consensus around the game seems that the Yankees and the Mets are the favorites for Soto's services, as both deep pocket New York teams appeared motivated as the Yankees look to retain their key addition from last offseason, who helped take the club from missing the playoffs in 2023 to an American League pennant this past season, while the Mets hope to build on a 24 campaign that saw them reach the NLCS for the first time since 2015. Soto naturally has a place in the Yankees lineup as the incumbent right fielder, though he might even make more sense for the Mets club that could push Starlin Marte to the DH in order to accommodate the addition of Soto, given the fact that the acquisition of Soto forced the Yankees to use Aaron Judge as their everyday center fielder last year. That did not work out well in the World Series. Aaron Judge made that error. I don't expect the Mets to put Starlin Marte as DH. I expect him to get traded. He could still play the field, so I don't understand this logic of DHing him. I would expect he will get moved because he does have money coming to and he's got 1 year left on his contract. I would expect that he will get moved. I also expect Jeff McNeil to possibly get moved as well, because they have a lot of young players in the infield, and unless they make a big trade for a pitcher, I expect the Mets to move Jeff McNeil as well, to get rid of some of the money that he has in his contract, just to sort of pair off some of that money that the Mets have on their payroll for next year. I know that they don't really it doesn't really matter with the Mets about that payroll. They're pretty much well into the luxury tax, but I can definitely see them eating some of that money so they don't have to deal with the full weight of that money on next year's payroll, and they can go a little bit younger. This team was a little bit older the last few years and needs to get a lot younger. That doesn't mean the other teams in the mix should be counted out, however. The Phillies and Dodgers both already need outfield help this winter and could further bolster the already excellent lineups that made them the class of the National League this year by landing Soto. I expect that the Phillies, I think, are the third favorite to sign him. I don't think the Dodgers will, just because I don't think he really cares for California, quite frankly. That was the rumor the last few years when he was in San Diego. He's more of an East Coast guy. He likes that East Coast energy, I think. That energy works better here. The Blue Jays figure to be especially motivated after falling just short in last winter's Ohtani sweepstakes and subsequently missing the playoffs in 2024. While the Red Sox appear ready to resume spending in accordance with their market size this winter, after spending the past several winters on the periphery of free agency. The Red Sox are interesting. I don't have a percentage with them. We'll get into the percentages at the end of this video, in terms of just my own feeling. While Soto has emphasized the importance of team competitiveness in his decision-making, and there have been questions about whether he may prefer a team on the East Coast, given his off-season homes in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the Dominican Republic, the ultimate factor that figures to separate Soto's suitors is money. With offers expected to be made over the course of the next week, it's possible the previously unknown suitors emerge as contenders for the star's services, are currently reported upon suitors fall behind the bidding process. It's also possible that the process begins to move quickly once offers begin to roll in. MLB.com's Mark Feinstein reported earlier this week that the belief around the league, around the game, is that Soto could sign during or even before the winter meetings, which run from December 9th to the 12th in Dallas next month. And I will cover all this stuff. I'll try to cover as much as I can. I would mention I do work. So I do actually am one of these YouTubers that actually has a job. So sometimes I can't always get the information out to you as quickly as possible. But I do it a different way. I'm not really a news person. You know the deal. You've been here a while. But in terms of, I'm not a betting man, but the percentages, in my view, the Mets have a 52% chance of signing him. The Yankees have a 42% chance of signing him, and the Phillies have a 1% chance of signing him. The Mets' obvious things is they have a big player here with the Mets with Francisco Lindor. They have a lot of money that they could spend. The Mets can still get Pete Alonso back here. They're going to look to make a big trade. I expect the Mets to make a big trade at the winter meetings for pitching help, as well as maybe resign with Sean Manaea. I expect them to not only bring in Soto and bring back Pete possibly. If they don't bring back Pete, they will have some kind of answer for that spot in line. Either Adames at third or Christian Walker at third, or one of those combinations. Also, with the Yankees, they have a 42% chance based on the fact that they had him last year, and they'll spend a lot of money for him. The familiarity of the organization makes a big difference. Obviously, he's played here for the Yankees last year. He knows what's expected of him. He's got a small ballpark to play in. He'll hit 40 home runs over the next 5 years, unless there's some sort of injury. And the Phillies, I bring the Phillies up because people have mentioned that he's very close with Trey Turner. He considers him like one of his best friends when he was with the Nationals all those years down in Washington. And he's very good, very, very close with Bryce Harper, the great player down in Philadelphia. But these are the things I sort of look at. I think Soto's going to be here just due to the fact that the Mets are going to spend a ton of money on him. He's been looking for a lot of money for a long time, and he's got the big agent. I don't think this is going to go into January. I'd be very surprised if it did. This is going to, be resolved within the next 2 weeks, I think. Today is the 24th? In the next 2 weeks. This will be resolved in another 2 weeks. Do not panic if it doesn't happen right away. We got until March. We got until February when there's pitchers and catchers. Everybody's all flipping out. There's no movement. So it's a different offseason. There's a much better free agent market this year, and a lot of big players are going to get traded. I expect some, like I said, Garrett Crochet is going to get moved. There's no doubt in my mind. He's going to get traded. I would mention Luis Robert Jr. That ain't happened with the Mets, because the Mets made that trade with Jose Siri. So that kind of put the kibosh on Luis Robert Jr. So if you see any videos of that happening, you're not going to see it from me, and it'll be from somebody that's not thinking straight. Yeah, and not thinking where the Mets are in terms of what they're trying to do in their outfield defensively. And Robert is always hurt. He's a guy that's a little odd. He's not the hardest working, hardest playing player that you're gonna find. Doesn't hustle the way he should. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I kind of think that, I think they really improved the defense in center with the anticipation that they might not have nearly as good of a defensive player in right field. Who could that be? It could be Juan Soto. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And again, if you send me super thanks, it's a great way to support the channel. I'll highlight it in a video. I'll highlight it on the community. As soon as I get those super thanks in, they go right in the community and they go into a future video for you to watch. And this is going to be very busy over the next 3 weeks. So this is the channel you want to subscribe to. There'll be videos coming up all the time. And obviously with Thanksgiving, keep an eye on things for Thanksgiving. I'm not taking any break off for you. So just keep that in mind as we move forward in the next few weeks. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.